How's it going, guys? My name is Chase Farrow and I'm here in my garage, and today is a big day. Now you might notice I sound a little bit nasally and I'm wearing my glasses. That's because I've been sick the last couple of days. But what we're gonna be doing today is we're gonna go down to Weatherford. Me and Esteban are gonna load the car on the trailer and we're gonna take the Z06 to JRX to get tuned. So we're gonna be throwing it on the dyno, getting that done. That being said, what we're gonna do real quick is we're gonna jump back in time and I'm gonna insert some footage of loading the car up, taking it down there, and talking about what exactly Esteban was going to do, but now has done by this point, but hadn't yet in the video.
Right? So, how do you get a very, very low car on a trailer that, even though it does have a dovetail, isn't really designed for it? Well, sketchy stuff. Cheater boards up to the ramps, and then, because we still don't quite have the angle that we would want, you jack up the front of the trailer. It ain't stupid if it works.
It's still probably kind of stupid.
Sometimes he does more than just talk on camera.
I try not to, though.
Yeah, when we're doing this stuff, I'm usually the one doing all the sweaty crap.
That's not true.
But when we're out here in the blazing sun. Although I did make you work on the trailer yesterday, so.
Hey, hold on a second. If I remember correctly, you're the one that decided that LS Fest was too hot, and you decided to fast travel to a hospital.
Technically, I fast traveled to the medical center. I was awake for the ride to the hospital. Yeah, that's our new joke, that I have mastered something that all gamers dream of, fast traveling. I'm just sitting there, doing my thing, all of a sudden, screen goes black, I wake up at the nearest hospital. It's pretty awesome.
It's like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, it's like Grand Theft Auto, exactly like Grand Theft Auto, actually.
You just keep respawning.
I just keep respawning at hospitals.
If you ever get pulled over, just like, try and black out.
Yeah. Get pulled over, it's like, sir, you were doing 175, have a seizure.
It's like, you think that was fast.
You think that was fast? Check this out. I mean, it'd probably work.
I mean, dude, okay, so if you were to have a seizure and he still gave you a ticket,
That'd be a dick move.
that would be a super
All right, don't go too tight because we gotta get the
too
rears.
late, it's too tight.
All right, just got here to Esteban's. We're about to, well, Tyler's about to back the trailer in. You were about to mansplain to me how to back a trailer?
Yeah, let me mansplain to you how to back a trailer.
Is it you know when you've gone far enough when you hit something?
You know when you've gone far enough when something goes and it's like, okay, yeah, I bottomed out the trailer, we're good.
Don't use a backup camera, be a man, just run into it. That's when you stop. Sigma grind set. So here's something amusing. It's not gonna be as amusing as him getting out, but getting in this car on the trailer is hilarious.
Getting out, that was rough.
Him having to contort himself out of it was the funniest shit I've seen all year.
Oh, for sure.
He was like leaned over backwards, like with his feet sticking out the window. And he's like holding himself up like a freaking, you know, something from one of those movies about being possessed.
Got the car unloaded, got everything kind of staged over here, got a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really looking forward to seeing this guy though in the engine bay. Got the adapter plugs for the fuel injectors, fresh gaskets, got a inline fuel filter. Of course, this box right here should have all of the stuff from Racetronics, so like the fuel pressure regulator and the harness for the fuel pump. Obviously got the fuel pump here, gaskets, adapters. Yeah, I mean, we should be, oh yeah, neat little mounting bracket. So we should be sorted. Got the fuel line over here, some fittings. There's just stuff. So yeah, we're just about ready to go. And with any luck, we might be able to get it put back together just in time for our streetcar takeover.
All right, so while you guys were watching that, I went ahead and drove down here to Esteban so you don't have to sit through the driving stuff. And this man already has the car all loaded up on the trailer. But man, I mean, that looks so freaking good in there. And we got over here, everything's a little bit dirty. But over here we have the Racetronics fuel pressure regulator, obviously the BTR equalizer manifold, new fuel rails, and this thing. The throttle body was actually a pretty big source of headache for us. So this is a Dorman, I believe, which I had been familiar with Dorman, you know, OE parts before. And so I was like, oh yeah, no, it's a LS2, you know, replacement throttle body. But apparently with these cars, you cannot use a remanufactured throttle body. If you want to run effectively what I'm doing, where I have a LS2 throttle body on a 4-bolt manifold that's built for the LS2, you have to use a genuine LS2 throttle body. So you can't go up on Car Parts or Parts Geek or Parts Train, whatever you want to use. You can't use a remanufactured, which is really annoying, actually, because as it turns out, the LS2 throttle body is one of the most uncommon and hardest ones to find, because LS throttle bodies are separated into a couple of categories. So for those of you who don't know, here's the rundown on LS throttle bodies. All LS throttle bodies are either a silver blade or a gold blade. What that means is, other than the obvious color of their blades, they open a different direction. So this one is a silver blade. It sits on the car like this, and you'll notice that it opens forward. So the top comes forward. On a gold blade, it goes the opposite direction. And you would think that's a really trivial thing, but apparently it's not. If you try to put a gold blade throttle body on a silver blade car, it will completely break it, and there's nothing your tuner is going to be able to do. So which cars are silver blade and which cars are gold blade? The LS1, the LS2, and the LS6 are all silver blade cars. Everything else, LS3, LS7, LS9, I think even the LS5, right, is a gold blade?
I believe so.
Now the LS2 throttle body is particularly rare because of a different category, and that's the bolts. So LS1, LS6 use a 3-bolt throttle body. So that's the bolts where it bolts up to the manifold. Everything else uses a 4-bolt. So the thing is, the LS2 throttle bodies are hyper specific because you'll see, it is a silver blade with 4 bolts. So the LS2 throttle body is the only throttle body that is a 4-bolt silver blade. And that makes them a pain in the ass to find. The other issue, and what was you had mentioned the codes, and I don't remember them off the top of my head, it's like P1551 or something like 1551.
15, I should still have the scan of it.
So effectively what was happening was, as soon as Esteban got it all plugged in and everything, and he hooked up the wiring harness and everything, the adapter harness for it, as soon as he tried to crank it out, you got 2 codes immediately, and then 1 whenever you tried to push the throttle. And I think the 1551, or was it 1515, something like that, was
1551 or 1550 was the one that kept coming back.
Yeah, that was
the one
from the throttle position whenever you tried to press the gas.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 were they were voltage, right?
Yeah, that one was a TPS voltage issue.
So that has something to do with some wires that needed to be reversed? Or am I understanding that correctly?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, they had assembled the harness wrong or something.
Oh, okay.
That was just a bad oopsie.
Oh. Oh, well. Okay. So that was the myriad of problems in a nutshell. I ended up finding a used LS2 throttle body on eBay and had that shipped directly here. Took about, I don't know, like 5-6 days to get here. But the thing is once it was here, you just plugged in and fired up, right?
Yes.
Not a single
gone. No reduced power message on the dash. Everything worked perfect.
Yeah, so it wanted to go into limp mode immediately once
Pull the key forward.
once we pulled the key forward. So I don't really know. I don't know why that is. I don't know what it is, what's exactly is different about remanufactured throttle bodies, but after the fact, after I bought the Dorman replacement, a whole bunch of people told me that it wasn't going to be fine after the fact, after I already bought it. So that's where we're at now, but we're just about at the time to take it over to JRX. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is that obviously we'll have dyno footage, which is awesome and fun. I'm not 100% certain if I'm going to include the power numbers in the video. I'll decide that as I go. The downside is JRX doesn't allow filming inside their shop, which actually isn't that uncommon. It's understandable. Shops, especially tuning shops, they don't like people filming while they're doing stuff. Reasonable. They do film all the dyno pulls themselves and then they'll send them to me, so I will get those in the video. But so that the process during the tuning stuff might be a little bit sparse, but it's not a big deal. I'd rather let them work and, you know, do their thing and not get in their way with a camera anyway. So we'll go ahead and we'll jump to that. All right, so we just got to JRX. We're gonna go ahead and get this thing unloaded, get off the trailer, and get it on the dyno.
Straps off?
Yeah, straps are off. Oh, shoot, this side.
I was like, why isn't it moving?
Now it should start going. All right, cool. All right, so now I'm gonna put the camera down. We're gonna get the rest of the way over there. All right, so we've run into a little hiccup here. Apparently the injectors that I got were too much for NA. It'll be perfect for the turbo build. So what we're having to do real quick is swap out for some LS3 injectors. We're gonna swap that out. It's hot, I'm not gonna hold the camera, but we'll get in there then. So we got the injectors swapped and we got the car in. We're gonna get this thing up on the dyno. I'll get a little bit of footage. It sounds so good. So we're all patched up, buttoned up, car's ready to go. I'm actually leaving JRX now, I'm sitting in traffic. And everything feels good, everything went really good. Now one thing that should be noted, if you want to do the BTR intake, that some power on the low end. You'll lose a little bit of torque, but you'll get it back up high, which I'm okay with. I don't want it to misbehave when it's not supposed to be misbehaving. So that's a pretty big thing for me. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna get the car home. I'm gonna get it in the garage. I'm not 100% certain which one's gonna be which, but in one of the next videos is going to be getting Tyler's Camaro on the dyno, and the other one will be putting the body back on this one. Not sure which will come first. Probably putting the body back together on this one, and then after that, we have our challenge that we're cooking up. So that'll be coming early October, or early November, excuse me. And so we're really looking forward to that. I feel like it'd be a real jerk move if I didn't do an obligatory pull. So going under an overpass, so let's do it. That was nice. That felt good. That felt very nice. All right, so I made it home. Everything looks absolutely fantastic. JRX did a great job. Fortunately, they're the ones that tuned the car initially, so they had all the data, so they just had to make some adjustments. I love the way this BTR intake looks. And most of all, I cannot thank Esteban enough. You know, I'm not saying this because we got some kind of buddy deal where I give him shout outs and he, you know, gives me discounts. The car is spectacular. Esteban did a great job. He's got mine sorted out. He's working on my buddy Jason Maracio, the Silverado. He's got that worked out just about. Tyler's is coming up next. So big thanks to him, big thanks to JRX, and big thanks to you guys for watching. And I will see you guys later.